Welcome to That One Time. I'm Blake, and I'm joined by Lillie.
Hi.
And we're here for the seventh episode. And it's been a long ride. It's been spanned over several months, but it's all come to this, our final subject.
When did we start this? Did we start in like late February?
Late February, I think. Yeah, because I think our first episode's released early March. Today's subject is our advice to incoming freshmen. Lillie is a sophomore that's about to be going to a university. I'm a freshman that's about to be a sophomore. And so we just want to kind of tell upcoming freshmen what to expect, not just what the people that give you tours around the college are going to tell you, because it's not all sunshine and lollipops like they probably explained to you. No. You're not going to be going to the one building to get coffee and hang out every day like you think you probably will. And
it's not going to be like high school, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, bubbles will be bursted today. We will be bursting bubbles.
I like to burst bubbles.
Yeah. So, weekly rant, I guess we should start with.
Yeah, I was going to say mine. So, this doesn't have anything to do with school. I don't want to talk about school right now. School is stressing me out to the max. I'll give you that. But I listened to Taylor Swift's new album that released April 19th, which was this past Thursday, I think. No, this past Friday. I recorded a video for, I recorded my reaction to some of them, the songs for our film class that we have to submit for our final, but no one's seen it yet. But I was so negative in that, because the first song, it's called Fortnite, featuring Post Malone.
Yeah, the GOAT, Post Malone.
I do love him. But at first I didn't like it because I was listening to it on my TV and I couldn't really hear it because there was like a lot of air conditioning, and I also had to be quiet because it was like 12 at night. And my AirPods they haven't been working recently, so I just they haven't been working ever since like a good probably 4 days, like here or whatever. It'll connect, but like very few times. So I looked up how to why aren't my AirPods connecting to my phone. It said maybe update your phone. And I was like, oh my god, there's 5 million updates. Why do they constantly have to give out like an update at least once or twice a month? That is so stupid. Anyways, I updated my phone during American Lit today, and it connected automatically. I'm like, oh, thank God. I can listen to Fortnite without trying to connect my AirPods. But anyways, I didn't like that song at first because I was like, I expected the AI version, but it wasn't. I don't know why I expected that, but I just thought that was like the better version. But now I kind of like it. I kind of like the first, I think, 5 or 6 tracks, or 7. I can't really remember all of them. There's 31 songs that released, and I can't keep up with all of them. I will tell you, I kind of didn't like most of the second double release album. She released 2 albums.
31 songs.
31 songs.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
I don't like when albums have that many songs. It kind of distracts me. Like, I think The Weeknd averages about 10, maybe 12 songs.
Yeah.
And I feel like he has like 6, and then there's a interlude, and then there's the rest. And for a lot of his albums, like the back half is not as good as the first half, or vice versa. But 36, like 31, how long does it take to listen to the album?
So I've listened to the first, all the way from Fortnite to, I think, Guilty as Sin. I think that's like the first 7 or 6 songs. I listen to all those songs like all the way from whenever I leave home in the morning and then get to here at campus. I think I always get to at least Fresh Out the Slammer. That's one of my favorite songs. But it took me like an hour to listen to the whole first album, and then the second album released at 2 in the morning. and well, at 1 a.m. for us. And I was kind of very much in and out, very sleepy. All the songs sounded the same to me. And I didn't, she has like 3 or 4 songs with names in them, and I didn't relate to them. And I kind of don't like the whole the name songs. But I do like, I think it's called like I Hate It Here or something. I like that one. But you're gonna laugh at me, Blake. There was she was releasing this sweater on her cardigan. She releases a cardigan for every album that she released. And I didn't know that they were that expensive. It was $70 on the website. I was literally about to buy it. This is actually one of her little...
Yeah, I was looking at that Folklore album.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Folklore sweater. I got this on my birthday. It shipped on my birthday, and I'm like... Well, it got delivered to me on my birthday this past year, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she knew it was my birthday. But I was about to buy that cardigan. It released Monday, I think, and I was with my friends because it was their birthday. And I was in the car, and I was like, wait! Oh my god! I was like, everybody shut up! I'm trying to look at this. If it was $45, I would have bought it. But $70, I'm like, that's pushing it.
That's only $25 more.
I know, but that's pushing it.
Oh, come on, $25 more. So what's that? Like 5 Snickers bars?
It's already sold out, so no.
Missed out. Don't worry, you can buy it for $900 in a few years on eBay.
Oh yeah, for real.
When I listen to music, or when I get really into somebody, like when I got into Post Malone or The Weeknd, I'll listen to the album and I'll be like, okay, I liked maybe 3 songs out of that album. Then I'll listen to those 3 songs and then accidentally listen to another one, and I'll be like, wait a minute, that's an underrated banger. Hold on, wait a minute. And so I go and I'll listen to that a million times, and then I just keep doing that until finally I'm like, that album has all bangers, no misses. There's not a single song on that album that is not S tier. That's pretty much how I am with After Hours. Like every single song on there I listen to now, so I can just listen to the album all the way through on the way up here. It's great.
It's great. I will say, I think everyone liked the song Florida featuring Florence and the Machine. It is a very good one, very good summer song. It's very unexpected. It was like there's like she's saying her lyrics and then it goes, take me to Florida. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
It's so fun. But do you have anything for your weekly rant, school or life related?
Not really. One thing that I was taking a quantitative reasoning, it was a test, but it wasn't the final yesterday. And I got to this question, and it was like, and I knew how to do this stuff. We were doing mean, median, and mode, which is so easy. But we had to do frequency. And so I knew how to do the frequency table, whatever. And then we got something called a stem and leaf chart.
Yes.
I didn't know what that was.
You know what's funny? I got a Snapchat memory. It popped up, and I took quantitative reasoning last spring, and I took a picture of the stem and leaf thing that we had to do on My Labs and Mastering. I was like, this is the most stupidest thing I've ever done.
I know it is, but I didn't know it. I couldn't remember what it was, and I was sitting on the test, and I was like, come on! Like I literally only had to draw the stem and leaf chart. It would have been so easy, and there's 9 questions on this test. So if I missed this one, that's like a chunk of my grade. And I'm like, come on, stem and leaf chart, stem and leaf. Oh, come on, what would look like a stem and leaf?
It was very, I don't know how to explain it.
It's useless.
Yes, it is useless. It's something that we've never heard of before. I was like, why are we talking about nature in math? Math
wants to take over every other subject. They got letters now. They start doing stuff like with stem and leaf. That's like science's whole thing. Math is just a parasite. But I sit there at 20 minutes looking at this. I can't figure it out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like I'm not cheating, but I'm like glancing over at like my neighbors because I'm like, come on.
I'm like, are you suffering like I am?
Just a small glimpse of a stem and leaf chart, just anything to get me going, and I could not get it. And I noticed that she could not figure out what a frequency table was. So
you trading?
We were both sitting there like not knowing what to do, and I wanted to be like, here's the frequency table. Show me your, but I couldn't do it. And so I finally looked at the teacher after I finished the rest of the test, and I was like, is it too much of a, like, can you just tell me what a stem and leaf chart looks like, and then I can make it for this? And he said, yeah, that's a little too much. And I was like, dang it. So I just drew a tree because I didn't know what else to do. Because what else could I do? So I drew a little tree, and shockingly, I did get it wrong. But that girl got the frequency table wrong too. So
isn't the frequency thing? I'm thinking in my head like parentheses, brackets, and then like 34, 28, or like I don't know.
No, it's just like a box, and it has like so you have 3 21s. You would write like 21 3, 22 4, 25 0. It's that. It's easy. And then the stem and leaf chart is like 25, 20, or 2, 5, 5, 5.
I remember that. I remember it being one number for the leaf, and for the stem, and then leaf, like 5 million numbers.
Shit, so stupid. I'll never understand that. But anyways, I made like a 79 on the test because of that. But
that's not bad.
It's not bad, but I already got an 85 in that class, so I need to chill out. I got to get a good grade on this final.
All right.
But anyways, let's get started.
Yes. Do you want to say yours first, or your first one, or do you want me to say my first?
How many do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Some of these are probably not going to be said.
I have like 5 or 6.
Okay.
But I'll probably come up with something as we go. You can go ahead and start then.
I was making this list very last minute, and then I'm pretty sure I have another one to add to it in my head. But my first one that I want everyone to know is that going into college, like if you're going into a community college or a senior college, I strongly advise you to go to a community college first before going into a senior college straight away after high school. I've heard a lot of people struggle with that, and I understand because community college already has its things that are very hard to it, and I know that senior colleges are much more difficult and complex. But I just wanted to say, do not stress about picking a major and sticking with it, and to also experiment with what you like and what you think you will find enjoyable in the future. So I say this all the time. Sorry, my throat. I say that our community college consists of at least 3 different majors, and that's either becoming some form of a teacher, you're in the computer science field or whatever, or you're in the medical field. That's how it's like divided in my brain. That's pretty much everybody, yeah. And if you tell someone, I want to become a marine biologist or whatever, they'll say, because everyone is in the medical field here, or they're going to be a teacher because I guess it's a easier program to go into teaching. Yeah. But everyone gives you crap about deciding something that's not in those 3 categories. And they'll say, oh, that's difficult. Like whenever I told someone my major was psychology, they're like, oh, that's very hard to get into, because they're decreasing my confidence in how much I can succeed with this degree. But just do not stress about it. If you're going to a community college, of course you have your 2 years to decide or contemplate what you want to do, just throwing around ideas. If your website if you go to like your college website, and if it has like a section that says careers or majors to look at them and get familiar with what everyone which each one is defined of and what you have to take. I last minute looked at them for my degree, and I have to take 6 classes this semester. And the average person takes at least 5 here, and that consists of 15 hours, which you can go with a 15-hour limit, but I will say it is very difficult because I think I have 16 or 17 hours. and especially with online classes. That's a whole other thing I want to talk about once we get further into the episode. But just don't worry about it. Everyone's here finding themselves, finding what they like, what they find enjoyable. They have to think about themselves 10 years into the future about where they're going to be. It's very difficult to put on a person that just came out of high school to decide their whole life right here and there.
To add to that, I really wanted to go into, you were talking about not going to a university first. And that is, I mean, if I could get one thing out to the people, it would be to not go to a university first. I mean, I'm no expert or anything, so I don't know all the details or why you would want to do that. But let's say you go to a university and you're like me. All right, picture me, 6'5", handsome, blonde. I'm gonna go to Mississippi State for computer programming, like I was going to when I started college. I get there and spend about $20,000 to, stay there for a semester. And then I decide, hey, I don't like doing this. This sucks. Well, guess who just not only wasted an entire semester, but $20,000?
And you have to stick with it. And if you drop out, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yep. But I didn't do that. And I came to ICC, where I could drop my major and get it all fixed up. And yeah, it costed me some money, but $2,000 compared to $20,000 is a big difference.
Yes.
Also, when you're here for 2 years, you have the opportunity to get to, one thing I'm going to be talking about, but you're going to have the opportunity to get to know people, and you're going to make connections, and you're going to get more scholarship opportunities because, say you get Phi Theta Kappa, that'll cover a lot of your tuition for like Mississippi State and stuff like that.
Which I wish I would have done, but I was like, I don't want to be in in like a little group like that.
Yeah, it's a great way to get free money for your tuition. Now it does cost money, but it's like $100 to get like $10,000.
You gotta pay money to get money.
Yeah, exactly. That is college 101.
That is life.
That's 101. Life 101. Yeah. But I had a friend, Mary. She decided to go to Mississippi State first, and pretty much every day when she texts me, it's her saying, "Wait a minute, y'all get to do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Is she still going there?
Yeah, and she goes, "You would never survive at Mississippi State." I'm like, have fun paying $20,000. Like,
I feel so sorry, Mary. If you're listening, I am so sorry for you. I can't imagine the amount of pressure and things they put on you.
But it's got to be so tough. I mean, imagine taking, I'm taking Principles of Biology right now, and I'm in a class with maybe 30 people. Yeah. Imagine taking that with 300 people and not being able to ask questions or do anything like that, having no help. I couldn't imagine. That must be so difficult. I don't see why people would want to subject themselves to that immediately after high school. It's so drastically different. You don't want to immediately jump into a cold bath. You want it to. You want to wait and let it get cold. Yeah. But yeah.
I agree.
That's like the main thing to me. Scream that from the mountaintops. ICC is a good opportunity. Don't skip up on it.
Yes. This next point that I'm going to make, you can obviously, all that we're saying in this episode is advice, tips and tricks, things to consider before you're going in college or whatever it is. But I advise you to not get in a relationship during these stressful times of college. Senior college, community college, you're getting your master's, whatever it is, I just advise you not to. Of course, you can do it if you can balance the two, but for me, I couldn't. And my grades went down a lot last spring, and that in return could produce you to not get as much financial aid. Yes. It's very very time consuming, even though of course you're making connections, like friendships here, maybe they last here and there, but don't immediately. It's kind of almost like caring for like a not like a child, basically, just like another human being, considering their feelings, making time, spending money that you need to save up for your food because you're a broke college student.
Yeah.
And obviously, like I said, your time also, because your time and your assignments go hand in hand of how you schedule it properly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a freshman, and I've had to just be swatting away the ladies pretty much like back and forth, because I went in with that mindset. Why would I want to get into a relationship when I can barely afford my groceries every week? Like, I certainly can't afford Valentine's Day or dates or anything like that. Birthdays.
Whatever it is.
Christmas.
Yes, just one thing to consider before you jump into a relationship with somebody else in college. What's the next one on your list?
My number one thing pretty much is go out and do stuff. Don't be like me. I have wasted my first year sitting in my dorm doing nothing, just wishing I was going out and doing stuff, but I didn't.
What stuff are you talking about particularly? Because I know the Fulton campus is more interactive with
Fulton campus, if you're going to Fulton campus, has basically daily events, maybe even hourly events. If you go on the feed, you can see that there is something every day. Free food, free entertainment, free concerts, free carnivals. There's always something going on. And it's a great way to make friends, or so I've heard, but you gotta get out there and you gotta just go, especially during the first few weeks. If you can just get out of your comfort zone and go the first few weeks, because the first week of school at Fulton, they have every day there's a certain thing to kind of welcome freshmen. So they have like a water slide party, and you get like water guns and stuff like that. Just so much stuff, and it's a great way to meet new people. I didn't go because I was like, well, I don't really want to go because there's a lot of people there and I'm scared.
That's
I got my
me
new dorm.
too.
I got my little safe space, and I'm waiting on my roommate to get here. Surely I'll get a roommate, right? And I never did. And so I still have barely gone to anything. But I did go a few weeks ago. I decided to man up and go to a trivia bowl because I like doing trivia. Me and my mom watch Jeopardy every time we get the chance. And I did so well in it, and I didn't really meet a lot of people there, but they're at least aware of my existence now. And so, one more interaction with them and they might even know my name. So it's just good to get out there and do stuff. Don't sit around in your dorm thinking you'll do it later, because you won't. And that's gonna lead to another point in mine later, but anyways.
Yes. I am a very awkward person when it comes to events being surrounded on campus. Like, there was this recent one maybe like a week and a half ago, like a cookout for the finals week, and my little thing about encountering those events and those people who are organizing them, I'm like, I don't want to talk to them because I just don't like talking to people, because I feel like I have to put on like a fake front, because people make this assumption that I am always depressed because of my down mood, or that I'm always probably like frowning or scowling, but like, this is my resting face. Like, I'm really tired.
Resting Lily face.
Like, I just but yeah, I wish I would have done more stuff, especially because there's only limited things that go on here on the Tupelo campus. But yeah, I would definitely take Blake's point into doing more stuff, especially if you're going to the Fulton campus, to do more stuff and get more interactive with students, teachers, activities. You can like get free food. Obviously, we need that because we are broke. And just to do things and not sit in your dorm room a little all alone and gloomy.
And consider this too. My last thing I'll say, everything that's done on campus is free. Everything.
Yes.
So you are getting free entertainment, free food. You will not have to pay a dime. If you are a broke college student, you can go hang out with your friends for free every single day on campus. Like last night, they had a silent disco party, which was great because it was right across from my room and I didn't have to hear it. So everybody in there was dancing it up to silent music over their headphones, and I was laying in my bed doing nothing.
Like, for example, this morning, ICC on their Instagram, they constantly post events that are going on, which is helpful for me because I'm not looking on their website or anything. But whenever I walk into the main building, they are offering Scarlet Donuts, and I should have took it, but I just didn't want to approach them because I didn't want to make the encounter awkward because I don't have much to say. But I had a headache going on, and usually I don't really eat breakfast because sometimes I can't stomach it in the morning. But I should have took that instead of eating my little mini packet of M&Ms, which they did tie me over, but only M&Ms, little mini M&Ms could do so much for my health and my headache.
To be fair, donuts wouldn't do much for your health either, but
I know, but it was at least like something bigger than like a mini M&M.
Yeah.
But my last point that I made about relationships, this one kind of also goes hand in hand. Be kind to everyone, but pick and choose who you spend your time with, and if they are affecting your life. Of course, we talk about a lot about how you're going to be making a lot of connections and friendships here, but there are the people that like to dabble and play with stuff, like if they're slacking in class and they're using you for assignments, answers, study guides, what's going on in class when they're not here. I'll go into that later, but just if I think I've said this like multiple times throughout the episode, just pick and choose who you spend your time with, pick how you choose to spend your time in general. But if your friends that are on your campus are constantly wanting to go out, like go to the mall, go to the cafe, and not do their assignments, of course, like don't always consume yourself with assignments, but at least get some done during the week so you won't have to cram towards Thursday or Sunday night when everything's due. That's just my little take on friendships. And if you don't like some of the characteristics that some people produce, try to steer clear of them or slowly detach yourself from that group, because I was in that situation my first semester here, and I didn't like the people. I didn't like how they were talking about other people, and I didn't really connect with them in general, so I just slowly walked away each day.
You're going to meet thousands or hundreds of people while you're up here. If you're scared of letting go of someone because you think you won't find another person to talk to, you definitely will. You will find a new person just by turning a new corner pretty much everywhere you go. So do not let the stress of finding new friends stop you from getting away from people that are pulling you down, because there are plenty of fish in the sea, especially here. People are, there's every kind of person here. There's annoying people, there's funny people. You will not run out of different kinds of people to talk to, trust me.
Yes, there are your people that like to be like we said, interactive in the student activities. There are a lot of people that are in Phi Delta Kappa, whatever you said.
Phi Theta Kappa.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are in those groups. So if you want to be surrounded by those type of, I want to call them sunshine people, then go for it. I feel like I have my sunshine moments, but not overall. And then you also have like your chill people, your what you want to call it, people that are like the class clowns a little bit. Like they'll make jokes before the class. They're like, we're all gonna fail this final or whatever it is. You'll connect in some way to your classmates in some way over the semester or whatever it is. What is your next little list?
Mine's pretty much just a lot of regrets, to be honest. Like a lot of stuff that I wish I would have done.
Tell them.
Study.
Yes.
Man, they tell you in high school that studying is essential for college, And if you're anything like me, I didn't study in high school. I just kind of naturally was good at things.
Yes.
Well, when you get to college, it's not like that. It is not like that. Your teachers will not go over everything on the study guide on purpose, and they will put that stuff on your test, and you will not know what you're talking about.
Yes.
You have to study. And if you don't, you're going to make B's and C's. And that's why people say C's get degrees, is because when you don't put in effort, generally you'll get C's. I won't say you're going to get F's, because F's are pretty hard to get to me in college. Like, I feel like there's a lot of extra points going around relative, like in your first classes at least. Because the thing about the first classes you're going to take, for the most part, it's either going to be the first class you take or one of the last classes you take.
Yes.
So you're either going to be in there with like first semester freshmen or last semester sophomores. So there's going to be extra points going around because nobody wants you to fail.
Yes.
But then you're going to take a class like biology and you're going to be like, oh my God.
Everybody's in trouble.
Everybody's in trouble. There's no escaping biology.
Yes. I'm going to talk about mine that's related to what Blake just said, and that is to find your own method of studying. And I'll tell you what I do to study, and sometimes they don't work, sometimes they do. It just depends on the subject and the material being given to you. But say, for example, if there are vocabulary words, this is mostly related to psychology. There's a lot of terms being written down. You have to know them. But I'm writing down vocabulary words on a piece of paper, and I'm going to go through to study to highlight and underline keywords that match or correlate to the word. And it can even be like very silly stuff like, oh, this has, the term is jello, padita, whatever it is, and then you can put like it'll be like slimy or whatever in the description, or something that's silly like relates to that. Like some of those things can help you whenever you're on the test. Like something as silly as that, it's still very helpful. Or to make flashcards, which I know everyone's not a fan of flashcards, which I understand because you have to write all of them, and then, but I done that for a couple of classes, and if it's like a lot of material, like a 10-page study guide or whatever it is, definitely do it before, but like 2 weeks before the test, so you can have it all ready, because you don't want to spend all your time writing them down and then you're too tired to study them. Definitely do that. Or, well, here's another one that I just thought of. Quizlet is going to be your best friend.
Oh yeah, Quizlet is massive.
Yes, we're not telling you to cheat, but if you generally don't know what's going on, just look up the, I know that you have to pay for Quizlet now, really.
Well, you can still use a lot of it without paying.
Just look up your course name or instructor and go through some of the terms, see if they match up with your study guide, study material, see if they, one of them rings a bell in your head, like, oh, I remember talking about this in history or whatever it is. Just find which way is good for you to prepare for the test, because these tests are important, more important than daily assignments, but it kind of goes flip-floppy in whatever course you're taking. But definitely try to find your way of studying, because it will affect your GPA. If you're getting financial aid, Pell Grants, whatever it is, definitely try to. And just if you don't know what to study, don't be scared to ask the teacher or ask people around you. Be like, I'm sorry, I know I'm being repetitive or however you want to say it, but I generally don't know what's going on. Can you explain? Can you give me some material? Whatever it is.
And if you can't find a Quizlet just by searching on Quizlet, you can always ask on the ICC story. There is an ICC Snapchat story that I highly recommend you to join.
I was going to join that, but I didn't know if anyone was going to be on it.
It's very active. It's a good way to find out about stuff that, like, events. People post Quizlets on it all the time. You can say, does anybody have a Quizlet for Biology 1 with teacher? Yeah. And more than likely, out of the 30 people in your class, one girl will have made a Quizlet for it, and she'll send it to you. They're all, anybody that's part of it, they're very nice on that story. So I highly recommend joining that. Mostly what I post on it is, why is the fire alarm going off? and it's 1 a.m. Like yesterday, the fire alarm went off at 1 a.m. and I put, we used to pelt people with rocks for stuff like this. But so I'm not very helpful. But one of the ways that I study, I'm going into broadcasting, so I'm trying to get used to my voice and stuff like that. And so last semester for my finals, I wrote note cards and then I recorded it on a voice memo as if it were a game show. And so I would be like, what is this? And then I would give myself time to answer. And so I could listen back to it and answer it. And I'd be like, it's this, you know. It's a fun way of studying for me, and it works relatively well.
That reminds me, if you're going through like a very hard course that you're not connecting with, you're getting constantly very not so decent grades. I done this today because I need to do good on this final I want to get a decent average in the class. So I advise you to go to voice memos and record what is being said in the class.
Yes.
Not for like any like other purposes, but for you to listen back. Because I done this for my American history class last spring, and it helped me because I listened to it while I was like doing math or whatever for like another subject, and it's just very helpful because you're like okay. But mine's 43 minutes, and even though like some of the classes are long and then your voice memo may be long, it's just still very helpful for whenever you don't want to go through flashcards, PowerPoints, all those things.
I feel like lectures in college are like say high school. Most of the time you're going through a book with your teachers. College is a lot more like watching a video of somebody teaching, but you can't pause it or go back or go forward. So if you don't hear it the first time, you're not going to hear it.
That was me for Principles of Biology last spring. I only took Principles of Biology 1, which I couldn't handle another science class.
Yeah, science is rough.
Science is another joke. Another level whenever you get to it.
For science, I often have to do the method that you said about like making it kind of silly, like the words or whatever. So like prokaryotic and eukaryotic, you know, which one has the nucleus? Well, the pros are so good, they don't need a nucleus.
Exactly. Like, and also like another tip, trick your brain into thinking you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And
go over repeating like, oh my gosh, I know this. It's prokaryotic. Like, duh, get with the program, whatever it is.
The only downside to that is if you're wrong, you're going to feel extra stupid, but you'll survive.
Just put in the pile that you don't know, and then watch the other pile increase in cards. My next, wait, did I go last or did you go last? You can go, I already went.
Oh, okay. This is a small one, and it goes directly with the last thing we talked about. Make study groups. So this is something I actually did for Principles of Biology because I could not understand it. And so I posted on the ICC story, plug, that I said, does anybody want to join a study group for Principles of Biology? We could meet in the Magnolia study rooms.
Yeah.
And about 4 or 5 people slid up and were like, yeah, that'd be nice. And so we met about twice a week for like the first 3 weeks. And it was very helpful. We would assign like somebody to do a Quizlet, somebody to do a Kahoot, and we would do it during the thing. And it was really nice. Now, we stopped meeting because I think everybody kind of forgot about it after a while. But we still text the group chat every now and then just saying like, hey, what do we need to study for this? And it's just very helpful. If you have a class that you absolutely are struggling with, just see if there's anybody else that wants to get together. It's another great way of making friends too, because you'll instantly have their Snapchats. So
I'm literally going on Snapchat and I am adding myself to that ICC story.
You're gonna make this last week.
I need to know about some graduation information.
Oh yeah, that'd be a very good way of doing it.
Yes,
people post that stuff all the time.
For me, I tend to overthink what is going to be done. So yeah, for like big events like this, for graduation, anything school related like that, I ever think I'm like, okay, what do I need to wear? What are you guys wearing? Are there any requirements? When are we going to be there? This is one of my main questions. Can we bring more than 2 family members or 2 guests to attend the graduation ceremony? Because I don't know if there's like a limit or anything. And hopefully some of these people will be in like Phi Theta Kappa. Yeah, and they'll know everything because they're very well acquainted with what's going on.
Make sure to specify Tupelo because most everybody on there's Fulton.
Yeah, I see a Fulton, and I don't see like a. Let me just search into Wamba.
I don't remember how to join it actually.
Community.
I think you just have to go to Snapchat and go to
Add schools.
Add schools.
That's what I'm doing. Community colleges. I like giving me Fulton.
I have mine's called ICC 2025, but yours would be 2024.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add it to the Fulton because I can't find a Tupelo one. I'll do it later. But yeah, I am very an anxious person whenever it comes to preparing for a big event like the one I'm going to have in 2 weeks. I overthink a lot and I get nervous and I'm like, what if I'm not going to do the right thing? I also heard that we're going to have like graduation practice, which we did also have it for my high school ceremony a week or 2 before, and nothing was explained. This is a very small thing to stress over, but whenever you went to go get your diploma, I had to shake the principal's hand and then cross my hand over to get the diploma. I was like kind of messing up. Luckily nobody was like paying attention and my view was kind of blocking the whole thing being going on, but someone, one of my favorite school assistants, they were recording me getting my diploma and they're like, yay Lily, and then I saw my little hesitation right there. I'm like, that is so funny. Actually, I still have it in my camera roll. It's so funny. Going in to my next point, this is a little bit more serious, just like a tad bit more, and it's okay to not be okay, and if there is free counseling or anything with anything to help with your mental health, take that while it's offered to you. I know that timely care is offered to us, and then also there is like additional free in-person counseling that I should have taken up my first semester and throughout, but I wasn't aware of it. And if you definitely hear talk about that, definitely get involved because you're going to need someone to talk to about your struggles, things, and then if your home life gets mixed up with your school life, you need someone to talk to about that to understand you, and someone that is in the school environment to get the feel and understand you more than someone who is not experienced with school at all. Definitely check that out, see if anyone is offering. I know that I think Ole Miss has like some counseling things, which that's where I'm going in the fall, and I'm quite scared, so I'm going to need someone to reassure me like, Lily, it's okay. It's okay.
I know the last episode it seemed like we were kind of dogging on school, but ICC genuinely tries to help you as much as they can. Like I said, with all the free events and stuff, timely care is free. You can talk to professionals if you need to. You really have to take care of yourself because depression, if you're staying in a dorm or something, depression really snowballs. It goes from being, oh, well, I'll do it next time, to feeling like you can't go. And it really affects your grades over time because you just get more and more miserable.
Yes.
And you start skipping and you just start feeling like, it's getting worse. You got to keep it in check. And it's very important to do that because that is one of the big things that I feel like affects college students, especially freshmen.
Yes. Was there another one on your list that you wanted to discuss?
I have 2 more, but one I'll probably do at the end. My other main one is join clubs. So if you've been to orientation yet, you will have seen a bunch of tables of clubs and stuff you can join. And I recommend that you join really any of them that you feel interest for. Even if you don't think you'll participate, there's no, at least for the film club, like here's a little ad for the film club. There's no obligation. You're not paying money to be in the film club. You can join it. You don't have to do anything in it, but you can still say you're in the film club. And when you join clubs, imagine it as like unlocking a door. So like now you can go to these events should you want to. And they're going to be more private events with way less people. So film club. I joined film club. And like I said, I haven't gone out and gone to these big events because I'm scared of people. But film club only had like 10 people. And that's not bad.
No, it's not.
So you could go to film club events, do stuff like this podcast, you know? If it wasn't for film, we never would have done this podcast.
Yes.
So small clubs like that are a great way of meeting people, and it's a good way to get you out of your dorm. Even if you don't think you're interested in it, you can always just stop going to the events.
Yes.
But and you gotta be careful because some clubs will charge you. So make sure to check on that, I guess. But
yes, look into that.
Yeah.
I say this to everyone, and I especially express my hate towards this particular point, and that is to try not to take online classes. I say this with the biggest poster above my head. Take as few online classes as you can. I will die on this hill. So basically, taking online classes is, I want to give you the rundown. So everything is due on Sunday, 11:59, like everything else is.
Yep.
But you think that you're going to have like, oh, I'll do this Sunday last minute. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But you're going to want to do it further before, especially if you have like a lot of classes that you have to balance. And it's very hard to try to connect with a subject and information when you are not here in a classroom, like in person.
Yep. In
person, online definitely speaks for itself. Like, you're not learning as much. I mean, you are, but you don't want to read all this. You want to be told how this is going to be used, explain, ask questions, not email that takes probably like half a day to respond, and then you're already in the more of a big of a situation. And it's just, let's just if you can, try to dodge that bullet.
Yeah.
I didn't take any online classes my first semester, but definitely these past 3 semesters, I've had to take at least one online class because there wasn't the opportunities in person for me on the Tupelo campus. But I will say, I think there are a lot of more classes that are online in person that are on the Fulton campus. So definitely consider that if you're going to the Fulton campus, and if you're coming to the Tupelo one, try to balance it with probably like 3 classes. Try to get some filler classes so you can focus on the more important thing, which is the online classes. It's just very time consuming, and it's such a, I don't want to say burden, but it kind of is whenever you're studying for finals, midterms, daily assignments that probably you're bombarded with like 3 at a time. It's just really hard to balance enough, especially with in-person classes.
And let me tell you this, if you think that you're going to sit there and cheat through your online classes because there's nobody watching you, for one, you're not going to get enough grades, and your midterms are taken proctored. So you're going to have to be in front of teachers when you take the midterm. There's no cheating on the midterm or final. And so you're not going to have enough grades to cushion that fall. If you don't learn what you're talking about, you're going to fail your midterm and your final, and you're going to fail the class or make a C, and you don't want to do that. So either take it for real online or just take it in person if you don't think you can control yourself.
So from my experience with online classes, I've taken music appreciation, theater appreciation, online CPR, online sociology, and I'm taking online writing for publication. I think there's one that I'm missing right now, but I can't think of it. So that's 5 online classes that I've participated in. So for the midterms and finals, they will most likely give you a Word document of terms or things that you need to consider, and mostly they'll be provided for you in that document, or you may have to go and find them. Definitely, like I said before, look into that 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, so you can be prepared and go over what needs to be answered on your midterm or final. Mm-hmm. Definitely use any of those study methods I talked about. I definitely try to connect keywords to the term. It's very helpful, especially because for the proctor exams, I think at least I know I had one that had 230 questions, and then I think the average is maybe 160, maybe just 100. I know I've had more than 100 questions, but some of them are very short questions. They're like, what is a AED? And that's for CPR. It's wherever you put 2 paddles together and put them on the side of your chest to revibrate someone. But just simple questions like that.
This is kind of off topic a little bit, but be careful with the classes that you choose to take. So you'll have an option for some classes to take 8-week versions of the class. So this applies to things like Spanish, really any language that you're going to be taking 2 to 4 of. And if you don't know a lot about Spanish already, if you took Spanish 1 and 2 in high school, maybe you'll be better off for this. But if you're just going in blind, do not take the 8-week. Spanish 8-week has been the bane of my existence this whole semester. I've taken Spanish 1 and I'm about to finish Spanish 2, and it's impossible. It's impossible to learn Spanish in 8 weeks. It really is. It means you have to take double the finals, double the midterms. Yes. It's horrible. It is horrible. And it's hard to learn that. And so you're going to mostly do your work online. Your midterm will probably be online. My midterm wasn't even proctored.
My final's not going to be proctored this week. Our final's not going to be proctored.
Well, my final's going to be proctored for Spanish 2, which is very unfortunate. So I'm going to fail the final just like I did in Spanish 1, and I'm going to finish the class with probably a B. But, really be careful of that, because if you don't know about something, you're not going to learn it in 8 weeks.
Yes. Whenever you're picking your classes or you're with your advisor picking them, definitely keep in mind, take this. If you're offered an 8-week class, look at what it is. If it's 8 weeks or a whole semester, I'm taking a 8-week writing for publication class, which there is 3 assignments due on Wednesday, 3 on 2 or 3 on Sunday, and you don't have a lot of time to get these done.
Yeah.
Learn the information, try to figure out whatever you're submitting, try to see if that's good enough. You're okay, let's weigh my odds. Mm-hmm. We don't want to do that. We're trying to be confident in what we're submitting. We're trying to pass. We're not trying to get below a C average in this class. If you do, that's definitely fine. Not everybody can go above an A or anything like that. I know I definitely can in some classes, but just definitely consider that.
Yeah, because you're not taking a shorter class. You're taking the same class. You're just having to do way more work in a very short amount of time. So if you're taking something like writing, like I said, Spanish. With Spanish, we have about 6 assignments due every week. It's always due on Sunday. And if you're like me and you look at Canvas day to day instead of just in the future, you're gonna get on that Sunday at 8 o'clock at night, and you're gonna see all those assignments, and you're gonna think it's over. And it is over. If you wait till Sunday to do your Spanish assignments, it's over. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Blake already said he will stay as last. Okay, so this is you can consider this or not, but it's even though there are going to be 4 to 5 days you can be absent in the class, use them very wisely. And if it's important, like a funeral, whatever it is, something related to that, obviously it's okay to miss, and I'm pretty sure you can be excused. But if you are constantly missing days because you don't want to go to class, something related to that, definitely you have to push and go to class, because that will count towards your grade, your attendance, and also there's going to be things discussed like weekly assignments, your test, finals, midterms, everything. You're going to want to be present so you can get this information and take it in and not have to worry about, oh, what did I miss in class?
Yep.
Someone can't tell you all of what you missed in class.
Yeah, because they're not paying attention. They're not. There's no makeup work in college. If you miss a day, you're not going to do the work, you get a 0.
Yeah.
A lot of classes do that on purpose, like the philosophy class I'm in. He does an assignment every single day, or every class. And if you miss that class, you get a 0, and that also counts for your attendance. So you get a 0, which counts towards your grade. So that's a 0 for a grade. Boom. I mean, that's like 3 zeros.
Yes.
And that hurts.
And talking about philosophy, not the subject, but I think me and Blake have the same instructor, but I'm on the Tupelo campus. He gives a lot of grades for you just being there, like doing like a little survey, answering like 4 or 5 questions about what you talked about. He will go over the questions and you will be able to write them down. It's very easy. All you have to do is just be there, taking the information, ask questions. He's very open to questions and explaining, or you can email him after class or speak to him after class, whatever it is. Attendance is just very important whenever it comes to college, because you can't miss 25 days like some people do in high school.
And the thing about it, like, say what you want about the philosophy teacher, he's very passionate about what he's doing, and I like him for that. He's very bombastic. One could say too bombastic on a Monday morning at 8 a.m. But you know, he's into it, and if you interact, he'll interact. You know, he plays along, and it's like Lillie says, you'll get free 100s every day you go. So you need to be going to school.
It's a win-win for both sides, the teacher and the student, because they're not having to go in depth of reading an essay, a quiz, whatever it is. They're just submitting completion or attendance in the class.
Yep. They are not going to email you and tell you what you missed. You can email them. It's going to take a day. But they'll tell you maybe what you missed. It's not guaranteed. Emailing a professor is like, you know, solving a Rubik's Cube. You got to do it exactly right, or it's not going to get answered.
Going off what I just said, if you are confused, definitely ask questions in class or after class to make you feel more comfortable, or email the instructor. Obviously there are some instructors where, me personally, to where I feel more intimidated by them, to where I'm scared to ask questions, because just of how like they carry themselves. They're probably confident in the subject and what they're teaching, which for me, that's history and science, and I tend to be more nervous about asking because I'm not confident of like what I'm asking, or I don't know if I'm really confident to retain the information. Like every test and final is for me for those subjects. But definitely ask questions. I know I had quantitative reasoning last spring, like I said, and I had some trouble with some of the sections that we were going over before the test. I emailed the teacher. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I do not understand anything in my labs and mastering. Is there any way you can explain this to me? She met me like an hour or 2 before class. We went over everything.
Yep.
They will definitely do that whole one-on-one thing. It's not like it's not very like pressured or anything. They will help you. They will be patient with you. Like, you have to ask in order to receive the information and to create that whole connection of, okay, I actually understand this because you put forth effort and they will too.
Yeah. When I was doing computer programming, I had several online classes, and I emailed one of the instructors because I wasn't really understanding. And she came up here and met me. She was a retired teacher, and she came up here and met me and went over everything. She was great. And it's weird because she shared a last name with a teacher that I'd had before.
Oh.
My favorite teacher that I talked about a few episodes ago, that taught me history. And so she asked me my name, and I told her, and she said, "Do you know this person?" I was like, "Yeah, he's like my favorite teacher in the world." And she's like, "Well, that's my son." And I was like, "Oh my goodness." It's like, "Let me tell you about your son." And I pretty much just sat there and gave him compliment after compliment. But that was a crazy thing. And then his dad ended up sitting me down at my final, and I was like, "I've met this guy's whole family. Like, I feel like I'm part of it now." But
Yes, that's also another thing. Teachers are friends around here, and if you make a good impression and put forth the effort that you are willing to learn and be there, they're all friends. They are going to talk, and if you're going to come up to, if you just say out of the random, "Oh, I just have this history final that is just so difficult to understand," they're like, "Oh, well, let me go talk to him and schedule or talk to him about going over some of the material, whatever it is."
they will help you if you try. Can't say that about Mississippi State though, like, or any university. Like, that's one thing you're going to get here is help. Another little tidbit: if you don't want to talk to your teacher and you want to talk to somebody in your class but you don't know their phone number or anything, if you go to Canvas and you go to this to email, you can hit students and it lists everybody's names and you can find them.
I had that done to me at the beginning of the semester, and I was a little freaked out. I was like, we didn't even attend class. I don't even know who's in the class either. How did this person know that I'm in the class? Like, are they going into the files or something? I was a little freaked out by it, but at least I had someone in there.
I've only done it twice, but I just needed like study information. I had to do it, and guess what? They didn't have me back, so they don't know who I am. But so it wasn't that creepy, I guess.
This is going to be a little bit of a longer point, but focus on what assignments have the highest percentage of your average. Meaning, if weekly or daily assignments only count a small portion of your grade, you can chill and go with the flow and take off the pressure. But if something counts for most of your grade, be aware and study that material, or try your best on that assignment or midterm/final. I literally just read that whole thing that I just.
Oh, you read that? I thought you were. Yeah. I thought you were freestyling.
No, this is all on my document. But okay. So for example, I can't remember what class this was in, but the weekly assignments counted more than the test. I think maybe it was for physical science. I don't know, but like the labs, they count a lot, especially in math and science. And this is obviously it's work, but it's practice leading up to the test. And the there's going to be like maybe two my labs assignments of what you have to do. It's constantly going over each thing. You get to try it a few times and try to get it to your best grade, and it will either make or break your grade for how much you got completed, or if you got most of it wrong. And obviously you can talk to the teacher about the lab or the My Lab's mastering assignment you have on Canvas or anything. Just definitely look at the grading scale, or whenever you click on the course and it's going to be on like the right side or anything like that, it would say like weekly assignments 35%, finals 50%,
homework 15 usually.
Yeah, I'm making those up, but just definitely look at those.
Go to lab. Don't skip lab. Never skip lab.
No.
I've skipped class. I don't skip lab. Skipping lab is a death sentence. You will lose a lot of points. And rescheduling them is a pain, for sure.
Oh, you're talking about like an in-person lab,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I've never taken an in-person lab.
I have for principles of biology, and it's very it's not hard. I mean, for that, I'm sure if you're taking AP Chemistry 1521, yeah, I'm sure you're struggling a little bit, but just go to lab. It's not as much of a pain as you think it is. You'll be there an hour and a half, maybe. You know, just put in the time. You won't have to deal with the repercussions.
This next one, is it essential? Always bring your charger to your computer or your charger for your phone.
Yep.
I can't tell you the countless times of whenever my computer has died on me in class and I'm looking around the classroom for a charger port, there's like 5 in this classroom as what I'm looking at. Charge your computer up the night before, bring your charger to, like on the Tupelo campus, there are a little area to where people can sit, and there are tons of charger ports to where you can charge your phone and just be waiting on to go to the next class, whatever it is. Definitely keep that in mind, because my charger hasn't came out of my backpack in probably the past week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a big one. If you don't have a charger that you can bring, there's gift shops on campus that you can get them from. Do not buy the little disposable chargers. It's a scam.
It was?
Yes, for sure. You charged my phone maybe 3% on the way back.
I was so impressed by Blake that Blake found that on Monday or last week, I think, and I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of want that, but it was $5.
Yeah, well, it's disposable, so like you can't recharge it. And so you just buy for like $1 more, you could buy like a 6-foot charger. So why not just do that? You know.
This kind of goes, I think from what I was saying earlier, I said I was going to talk about it right now, but it says, do not rely on others to do the work for you, meaning that you don't always have to ask for the answers to every weekly assignment when you haven't looked at it first. I have had a handful of people ask me what the lab questions are, the answer to weekly assignments, what did we go over in American Lit, I missed class, what did we go over in philosophy. I don't mind filling you in, but just know that's going to be a broad message, and I'm there in the class, but I can't retain or reinform you of every little thing that we talked about in class, and I can't explain to you how to do these 3 math problems that took me a while.
Yep.
I've already had it explained in my head. I can't explain it to someone and go make them even more confused. Just basically, don't be lazy with your assignments. Don't be that person to constantly rely on others to do the work for you, like just for anything. I mean, of course you can ask questions and be like, oh, when is the paper due? When do we have our next final? Things like that. That's like common to everybody to not know at first. But just think like you're earning your own grade. We're all earning our own degree, putting in the time and effort. We expect everyone else here to do the same.
Yeah, everybody has a different schedule. If you're gonna ask questions or something, keep it to like, is the final hard? Was the test hard? What did y'all have to turn that in today? Don't ask, hey, how do you do this? You can ask that, and maybe somebody will be nice enough to tell you. But a lot of times, I've got like 5 other classes that I'm worried about. I don't really have time to sit here and explain a whole day's worth of, equations to you. And you can just look it up. It's on Canvas. Look, see what it's called. Look up a little video. I'm sure some man on YouTube would be happy to tell you how to do it and give tons of examples. But yeah, I don't get a cut of your tuition, so don't expect me to teach you.
I have done that sometimes because they're equally as confused as me, or I know a little bit of something and they know a little bit of something, so we can exchange. But like Blake said, we're not paying for each other's tuition here.
Yeah.
My last advice is, if you think you can't handle to balance a job in college, work small hours or don't do it at all. The stress will get to you and you will feel like a large amount of pressure on you. So I had to, like I said in other episodes, I had to quit my job before I started ICC here my first fall, and I stand by that. jobs today, they will manipulate you into working full-time hours and not giving you full-time pay, especially college people like us, high school people that don't know any better, that don't have any experience in the workforce. Just definitely consider, okay, if you're like a more strong, stable person and you can handle a lot, definitely go for it. Give it a try. You're getting money, you're also making the grades, do it. But if you think you can't handle being under the pressure of two things at once, one thing being college, you have to submit probably 10 plus assignments a week, plus tests, plus midterms and finals, and balance the duty of going to work, being there for probably 6 hours or 8 hours, because that's kind of what they schedule you for now. I know for certain that I couldn't balance it, and I will admit that to anybody, but just consider that before you start your semester. Be like, okay, guys, I'm going to be starting college, so I need less hours. Make that known. It's not a question. You are telling them. Yeah, just make it known, consider it. Don't, a lot of people drop out because they're having to work and do school at the same time, and they can't do both of them, so.
And when you're given the option, choose school, don't choose work. I mean, unless you absolutely have to. But I mean, school is so beneficial. Don't throw your life away for a big retailer. Like, I remember when my brother, I don't know if he was in college or high school, probably college, but he worked at a big store, and they would work him one less hour so that he wouldn't be considered full-time. And so the difference in that is a lot of pay and benefits. So not only was he getting paid way less for one less hour, but he wasn't getting any benefits or retirement, all that sort of stuff. And that's evil, you know,
that's
to be honest.
That's pretty crappy of people to do.
But you also have to be careful with like mom and pop shops too, because you're going to get minimum wage, you know, especially now because there's hardly any money coming in. So you just got to try to find something that's low hours, enough money for you. And I see a lot of people on Facebook. I hate Facebook so much. I don't know why I even click on it.
That's me too.
But I'll go into like the what's happening in Amory or whatever. Be like, looking for workers that are willing to come to work. You know, like DM for details. And somebody will come and be like, what's the job? I said DM for details. Just say what the job is. This is not a mystery. There should be no mystery. Just say what you're doing. And somebody will say, yeah, I'll take a 2-hour job for 50 hours or $50 an hour, like joking or whatever. It's like, you don't understand what it's like to go to college because you probably didn't go. You know, we need money, but we can't give you all the hours of our life. Like, it's not that we don't want to work, it's that we literally like mentally can't, you know? I don't get it.
Yeah. Like for me, whenever I move to Ole Miss, I am most likely going to have to get a part-time job. Part-time means keyword. And I want to have to constantly mentally remind myself that I chose this and that this is what I need to do. I have to build up myself to be stronger to proceed in the days in the future. I know a senior college is going to be really hard. I have to, I'm not beating myself up a little bit, but I have to constantly be like counseling myself, be like, okay, listen, let's rewind, let's calm down, we can do this. And I just kind of have to psych myself out a little bit and be, I don't want to, this is so stupid to say, but like be a little bit of my own little cheerleader to go on, because I'm going to be living with no family there in Oxford, and my family's going to be like an hour away, and there are other people there doing the same thing in almost the exact situation. Like we're all in this together. But what is your last thing that you wanted to save?
I just wanted to give some dorm tips for my dorm friends that are going to be joining the dorm family.
The dorm life?
The dorm life. Yeah, get that trending. Dorms are great, you know. If you want, have you ever wanted to get away from your family and, you know, have a $1,000 meal ticket and get room checks every 2 days? Well, do I have a perfect opportunity for you. So I live in Magnolia, which is the honors dorm. And so some of the things I say here might not apply to other dorms. I don't know because I haven't been in them. The first thing I recommend, go on YouTube, find like a video of a tour of your dorm. Just get a feel of the general area because usually there's a video out there of your dorm. So I did that for MAG and kind of planned out my room based on it. I also found the blueprint so that I could do measurements and all that sort of stuff. No, I didn't do measurements, but I just like seeing the blueprint of my room. But you gotta, there's gonna be a lot of investments that you make in the early days, like things to hold your shampoo in the shower, and just don't assume that things are gonna be there. You're not gonna have a trash can. You're not gonna have, you know, anything in your bathroom except a toilet and a shower and a sink. You know, you're gonna have to buy all your towels and everything. Just don't be underprepared. For food, potatoes are great. I highly recommend potatoes. They're easy to store, easy to microwave. Learn a bunch of microwave recipes because that's all you have unless you smuggle in something, which I obviously do not condone. With your bed, you can lower your bed. So if the beds are so high, lower your bed if you need to, but you need to have 2 people because, as I've said before, it's very hard to do by yourself, but it is possible if you believe in yourself. But you know, just make sure you know what you're going into beforehand because you really don't want to spend your first week, you know, sleeping without another thing, mattress toppers. You want to get a memory foam thing to put on your mattress. That's like you have to, or you're going to be sleeping on a rock. But my mattress, I mean, my bed up there is nicer than my bed at home. It's even bigger than my bed at home. It's a twin XL. Mine at home is just a twin. But you know, just prepare. Ask people if you know that have already stayed in a dorm. Make sure you can get tips and tricks from them. You're gonna have to buy drawers and stuff like that. So, you know, like I said, just don't be underprepared because I struggled with that for the first few weeks, and you're going to end up wasting a lot of money if you're underprepared on random things that you didn't think you would need. But
that actually helped me out a little bit. I was thinking, I was like, okay, what am I going to take to? I think most likely I'm probably going to get like a campus apartment. And I'm like, okay, what is my closet space going to look like? I know the mattress is going to be there, but as you said, there's like a hard as rock. Yeah. And towels. I was also thinking of that. I'm going to have to supply toilet paper, I think. Yep. And maybe if they'll allow me to bring like a little, there's like these little rectangular ovens, like a little bit, kind of, it looks like a microwave, but you just pull it down and it's like a tube thing, like you put the oven up here, there.
Convectional oven.
Yeah. I was wondering if I could do that. But yeah, I definitely need to look up some videos or look at the blueprint if there is one or whatever it is. Almost, there's like a lot of accounts of like sub accounts. There's like there's the ICC, there's the ICC bookstore Instagram if you want to go follow that, but there's also like an Ole Miss one. The Ole Miss one has like a Barnes & Noble. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I don't have to go to the Tupelo anymore. And there's a bunch of different Instagram accounts for like clubs, like the sororities, I guess, or whatever it is, and just library one, a lot of them. And I followed almost all of them because I want to be informed.
Yeah. Also read up on all the rules for sure, like of dorms and things like that, because things that you might think will be all right will not be okay. Like that oven, I don't know if that's because like we're not allowed to have anything past a microwave, so I don't know if the oven is. I mean, but that's a university, obviously.
I'm going to be considering this going into the fall. Those things that you think you need that are more of a want, I gotta pick and choose. I gotta manage my money a lot better than I am now, because I'm like, oh, I have like a little trouble if I find out I can get like this, that. No, you can't. Someone needs to ban me from the Starbucks right now. I go there almost every other day, and I don't need it. But I think I need like a little special drink to get me through the day. No, I don't.
Oh, stop the presses. One last thing I just thought of. If you're staying in a dorm and you buy a meal ticket and you have flex dollars, use your flex dollars. They do not roll over per semester. So use flex dollars. Flex dollars are like free dollars that you could go and get coffee and stuff with. You get, I think, if you buy the just regular package, I think you get 150, maybe 200 flex dollars. Spend them, because they won't roll over your second semester and you'll have wasted all of them.
I heard of flex dollars. I didn't know what they were for. I was like, what is that? It's kind of like intertwined in my mind with like a meal ticket. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, what? It says they'll ask you at the Starbucks, like, oh, are you using flex dollars, or are you using like credit card or whatever it is? Yes.
So that's why I ask like Lily if she wants something when I come here, because I have like 70 flex dollars left and I can't buy coffee every day just because.
I didn't know you were doing that. I thought you were buying with your own money. I was like, don't do that.
No, I have flex dollars that I'm trying to get rid of. That's why I get a mocha every time I come up here. But so yeah, I just have a bunch of money that I'm trying to get rid of last minute. Since this is the last week, I think I have $60 left.
I would be using that so much. Like I get really hangry.
Well, see, the bookstore or the store in Fulton's a lot farther away than it is here.
Really?
So I don't really pass through there much. So I don't get to spend it.
Is it like a separate thing from the
It's
campus?
in the student services building, which doesn't have classrooms in it. It's just like you go there if you need to talk about housing or something like that. So the only time you're going to go in there is if you're going to the cafeteria or if you're going to get coffee. And so it's like kind of it's kind of a far walk out of my way. It is like in the middle, so if you have to walk from one side of the campus to the other like I do on Mondays, you can stop by there and get some coffee.
That kind of reminds me of the library for us on the Tupelo campus. It's all the way over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's pretty much how it is for us. Yeah. It's kind of out of the way.
Also, just a last minute tip, if you're coming to ICC, definitely get your parking decal ASAP.
Yep.
I know it's $20 to get it, but that will be taken out if you have financial aid or a Pell Grant. That will be taken out automatically out of your account whenever you go and purchase it. And it's just $20. I know $20 is a lot to some people. I know it is to me, but
it lasts the whole year.
Yeah. So I don't know if people will get like a parking violation if they don't have it. I've never had that encounter.
I think after I think they give you 3 months, and then you get like $25 tickets. So just think of paying a $25 ticket probably weekly if you don't have it versus paying $20 for a parking decal. It's not hard.
Yes, and it lasts for a year. I thought we had to get a new one every semester, but that's not true. It's just it lasts.
It takes all of 2 minutes to get it. They just enter your car information and hand it to you. So
yeah, or they ask you for your student ID, which I memorized. No, the last 2 months, I now got it, and now I have to move on. Definitely memorize that thing.
I haven't.
It's like memorizing your social security number.
Well, to be fair, I have a card. I don't guess you have an ID card.
I do.
Oh, you do?
But it just takes like a hassle getting it all out and stuff. They're like, you don't know it yet? I'm like, no.
I show my card like a FBI investigator. Like when I go to the Mexican restaurant, we get like a 15% discount. And I'm like, I'm a student, by the way.
I'm a student, by the way.
Like yesterday, I went through a stupid off story, but I went through a like traffic stop for the first time where like the cops and everything. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and he was like, "Need to see your license." So I was like, "Oh, I'm a student. Sorry, let me get that out of the way." And then I was sitting there, I couldn't get it out of my wallet because I've never taken it out of my wallet.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh."
Give me a minute, guys.
He was shining that flashlight in my.
I was like, oh my god.
I was getting nervous.
What is that called? Like roadblock or something. I don't.
Roadblock. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through one of those my first time. I had my 2 cousins with me in my car, and I'm like, I'm sitting up very straight. My posture is like no other. I'm like, they're like, we need to see ID, and I'm like, okay.
Will that be student or driver's license? Well, how am I supposed to know if it's a road stop or if it's like somebody getting pulled over? Because like I wouldn't have known if he didn't walk out in front of me. I could have been going 50. You know? I don't know.
But that is the end of the very last episode of this podcast. It was very fun. If you want to get involved and to not put a bunch of work into anything, definitely consider this podcast. If you're on the Fulton or Tupelo campus, it's definitely a very fun, stress reliever, especially for me who wants to just yap. So
yes, we at That One Time Incorporated would like to extend a congratulations to Lillie for getting accepted into Ole Miss, and
yes.
We know at That One Time that she is going to do a great job when she gets there, and the offer is always open if she wants to continue doing it next semester if she has the time.
Yes, never say never for this. This is just the last episode for now for season 1.
She could always come back. We don't know, but if she doesn't,
we'll be over a Zoom call or anything like that. I never had Zoom. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But we will see you guys here probably in the future. Who knows?
It'll be months.
We're going to play it by ear. But like I said in the past episodes, if you want to leave your weekly rant down below, or if you're on YouTube, Spotify, whatever it is, and you want to add your advice for college, incoming freshman or college in general, senior college, definitely do that because I'm probably going to need it.
Yep.
And other people who watch it also. But that is us signing out for now.
Yep. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hi, future Blake here for what could be possibly the last time. Who knows? Definitely not, though. This is the end of season 1. It's taken me forever to edit it. We're almost in June. This was recorded early April, so I'm sorry about that. But if you have any subjects you would like us to talk about in the next season, please leave a comment so that we can get those written down, prepare. Next season, the audio is going to be way better because we've gotten some new audio devices like the microphone that I'm using now, which I bought. I also bought a preamp, which will make it way easier to edit it later. But yeah, so I really hope you stick around. Please follow us on Spotify or subscribe on YouTube, just so that you can know when we upload next, early September maybe. And I hope to see you there. Bye.